Psalm 30 is a song of testimony, a psalm of thanksgiving from David after being lifted out of despair. It speaks to anyone who has ever been in the pit, cried in the dark, or wrestled with the silence of God. David begins with exaltation. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have lifted me up. He's not praising God in theory, he's speaking from experience. He had been close to death, his enemies had begun to gloat, and yet the Lord healed him, restored him, and pulled him back from the edge. In verse 5, we find one of the most quoted and beloved lines in the entire book of Psalms. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. This is not poetic exaggeration. It is spiritual reality. The weeping is real. The night seasons of loss, loneliness, guilt, or sickness are not denied. God doesn't pretend that pain isn't part of the journey, but he reminds us that it is temporary. The night has a time limit. It does not get the final say. Joy, which is rooted in God's nature and not our circumstances, always comes. David admits that in his prosperity, he once said, I shall never be moved. But then trouble came, and he realized how fragile his strength was without God. Sometimes, God will allow the shaking not to destroy us, but to expose our dependence on things that cannot hold us. When God hid his face, David was troubled, but it was in that place of desperation that David cried out, and God turned his mourning into dancing. That is the power of divine mercy. Psalm 30 is not about avoiding suffering. It's about God's ability to redeem it. It reminds us that no valley is final, no night too dark, and no sin too deep for the mercies of God. His anger is brief, but his favor is for life. When we understand that, we stop measuring God's love by how we feel in the moment and start trusting his character over time. So what do we take from this? That the believer's life is not one uninterrupted high, but a cycle of falling and rising, mourning and dancing, crying and singing. But in all these things, God remains faithful. If you're in the night season, keep walking. Don't quit in the dark. Joy is coming. The morning is coming. And when it does, you'll say with David, you have turned my mourning into dancing. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever.